Hey guys, welcome back to the channel today. So we've got a head restraint system here that was just delivered, and I thought I'd kind of introduce you guys to it and then also install it on my helmet. With the car having a roll bar, a harness, as well as a halo seat, the next thing to do is to get myself some type of Hans device, or what they call an FHR device. There are different types of devices on the market, and I am not an expert on them at all. This will be the first one that I've had or I've ever owned. Previously, the last car with like a six point harness, never even considered wearing a Hans device. And, you know, this was over a decade ago. So today we have a Schroth Racing SHR Flex. From the research that I've done, it's sort of, I guess maybe even a compromise, or sort of like a hybrid of the different types of front head restraint systems that are available on the market. So it has these long arms that come down over your shoulder and across your chest, similar to a Hans device. However, they're flexible and they can change their angle. And one of the advantages to that is, from my understanding, if you have a Hans device, these arms are fixed, and so depending on how laid back the driver's seat is, you want a different angle, so you have to choose the right model with the right angle for the car. And so if you drive more than one car, or if you maybe hop in someone else's car, the Hans device may not function correctly. And then there are other versions that don't have these long arms that come down over your chest, and apparently those are a lot more comfortable and can be used in different cars, right? So I don't really understand what the pros and the cons are between the two, but this is sort of like an in-between of our two options. And one of the things that's nice about it is it also has kind of this cushioning down here across the arms. So apparently that's supposed to make it more comfortable. Who knows? I guess we'll find out here shortly. The other nice thing with it is that on the posts that go into your helmet, there's a quick release system, which I'm not sure if other brands have something similar. Obviously, you have to be able to take it off. So I don't know if it's more cumbersome or less cumbersome, but it is something. It is a feature that comes on this on the Schroth. They also give you a bunch of hardware, some wave washers, the mounting post, and then some of these plastic bits here, and then some installation instructions. We will be mounting this on a black armor helmet. I forget which model this is. It might be the Aero. I'm not entirely sure. But one of the nice things about this helmet is it already comes with the posts already bonded into the helmet. So I think installation should be very straightforward. I'm going to go ahead and read the instructions really quick and then go ahead and put it together. I think the only complicated part about the instructions are the angle of the post. You want to get in a certain position so that you can quickly unlock and or engage or disengage the harness to the helmet. And there's like a sweet spot in the window for that, so that you don't accidentally disengage it while you're in the car. So I'm going to go over these instructions real quick and make sure I do it correctly. Okay, so I've read the instructions and I've learned something. So if you can see here, there is a little notch right there, and these little posts that they give you are also notched, and then at the same time, from the instructions, the quick release groove that's here, it has a slot downwards for the hook on the actual head restraint. When it grooves inwards, you want to go down. So meaning these are sighted. You can't just grab one and put it on one side or the other, because if you get it wrong, when it snaps in, the groove will go upwards instead of downwards. So it's not super clear, but you want to make sure that whatever side you're putting this on, that the groove goes down. On top of that, this has, if you can see here, it has like these recessed cuts or these flat cuts on them. The smaller plastic piece also has that type of cut. So you want them to match up like that, right? So you would line that up, then you would take this notch here, find the notch on this plastic piece, and then make sure it goes together like that. With the wave washer. So wave washer. Then the smaller plastic washer. God, it won't focus. And then the metal piece, right? And let's see here. Where's our notch? So this notch is over here and goes up. So this is going to go on the other side. So I'm going to take this. And once that's like all together, this metal piece shouldn't move around. It should be pretty fixed like that. And so if I look at this channel, this groove channel goes up, and I want it to face, the entry of it to face the back of the helmet. So this has to go on, I think on this side, right here. Right. So that way the clip would come in and then go down like that. And the other thing that they're kind of illustrating here is that this notch should be 0 degrees to downwards 45 degrees. So we will go ahead and tighten that down. Okay. And then they tell you to make a quarter turn from snug or 3 foot-pounds. I have this little torque wrench here that is in inch-pounds, and 3 foot-pounds equals 36 inch-pounds. So we'll just go ahead and all right, so I think I missed putting on the other side, but the process is the same. Line up the notch on the metal post to the big composite like kind of washer, and then the 2 side slits or side notches onto the smaller one. And then when you do that, it'll all kind of move as one piece. And as you can see in this case, this notch here that allows for the quick release system to function, it's pointing roughly at 0 degrees to 45 down, right, somewhere in between there. I think there's a range of adjustment there, and I think that might give you some level of fitment adjustment if you kind of move the post around, because what happens is when you go to connect this, you slide it in here and you push the whole assembly down. It's backwards, sorry. Push it in, push the whole assembly down, and it exposes that bottom channel, right? And then you can slide it over. And then once you slide it over, it doesn't come out. The wave washer or that spring kind of pushes everything back up. It doesn't come out. And then now you have sort of this slight angle of play here for the harness. And then to remove it, simply push down and then take it off. So I think you can kind of play with this a little bit, the angle of it, depending on what is comfortable for you. But I obviously don't know what that is. And I guess we'll find out. So in that case, or in this case, everything's done, right? I've got it on both sides. Everything's torqued down. Now I'm gonna put it on and see what it feels like. Okay, hopefully you can hear me here. I got the helmet on. And I figured I'd try to put this on in front of you guys. So I've got the head restraint system on my shoulder sitting here. got the helmet on, got my post, and I pretty much can't see anything, right? So I'm doing this by feel. I did this one time and it took a little bit. We'll see if we can do it better. Okay, there we go. So that's one side. So I got to pull up on it, rotate it up, push in, and then boom. That's it. So actually that was a lot faster than the first time I tried it. And I think that's it. So now it's on, and I can kind of turn my head. I mean, probably enough to see my mirrors, right? And then I will have those halo pieces here, so I don't have to turn too much. And then the only thing that's kind of weird is the back of this head restraint likes to touch the back of my neck, which I don't think it's supposed to. I think this is supposed to sit down against my chest and not touch my neck. So I think part of that is going to require that I actually strap into the car to get a feeling for that. So I guess there's no better way than to get in the car and see what that's like. So hang on here, let me pull the car around and set up the camera gear, and then we'll show you what it's like with me actually strapped in here. Okay guys, we are in the car, and the car is running because it's hot, and the phone keeps overheating. So I guess that's one of the downfalls of recording with the phone here. But we're going to quickly try to strap in here before the phone overheats too much. Okay, so I've got the straps running down through the channels. I guess what I'll do next is clip in the helmet. All right, helmet's clipped in, and now we've got my shoulder straps. So my bottom buckle's already installed or tightened up here. So that's one side. That's the other side. And confirming again, they are in the channel. Okay, so what I should do is just be able to pull down on these. Really want to crank down. And that's it. I think I'm in. I can turn my head, I can see out my side view mirrors, I can see out my rear view mirror. You know, I'm locked in good. One of the things that's happening here is if I throw my head forward, I'm kind of sliding down the belts. I don't know if that's supposed to happen, but I'm pretty tight on the belts. So I definitely want to consult a professional about that, because I'm not entirely sure. This part up here, it's uncomfortable, right? It's hitting my collarbones pretty good, and it's not the most comfortable thing in the whole world. So could I wear this for like a couple hours in the car? I don't think so. You know, maybe for a little bit, you know, for one session, 20-minute session, half an hour session, fine. But for hours on end, I'm not entirely sure. Maybe it needs to break in. I guess we'll find out. But overall, pretty satisfied. I'm going to consult a professional just to make sure that this is installed properly and that I'm not supposed to be able to slide down in the belt like that. Although I'm not 100% sure, so I got to find out. But the whole point was to kind of relay the entire process to you guys and show you how I got these posts on the helmet and how I kind of fit in the car with the system on. So hopefully that helps you guys in your quest to buy and find proper safety equipment. And if you have any questions or concerns, don't hesitate to ask. Hopefully I'll be able to answer them. Again, not an expert, but happy to share kind of this entire process with the car and myself with you guys. And
And I guess that's it for this video. So as always, thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you at the next one. Take care.